I love great conversations. Hi, my name is Angel Jones. Thank you for joining me on 12-minute convos where I help you create a brand of your own unique, real self. Listen in as I have conversations with amazing people from all over the world. Good night, Jen Smith. How are you going on this wonderful, beautiful night?
Very, very well. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, sure. It's a great pleasure to connect with you, Jen. Please tell us, inform the amazing audience, which part of the world are you in right now?
I am in St. Petersburg, Florida, which is in the middle of the state.
Well, that's great. I just came off with someone in Tampa. So I'm in Florida tonight, right? Thus far.
Yep.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So tell us, which of your talents is responsible for us connecting at this time?
I am a personal finance writer and author helping millennials get out of debt.
Ooh, sounds like fun.
Yeah, I enjoy helping other people, so it's in my wheelhouse.
Oh, there we go. Were you someone in debt as well and got out?
Yes, my husband and I paid off $78,000 of debt in just under 2 years.
Wow, look at you. What's your husband's name?
Travis.
Hey, Travis. Well done. Team Smith. There we go. Wow.
Yeah, it was a team effort.
Yeah, I'm guessing. Definitely. 78,000. So who did you learn the skills that were required to get out of that amount of debt?
Well, we did it kind of organically because neither of our sets of parents were super financially savvy. Probably his were a little more than mine. So we kind of just worked our way through it and learned to be a little more frugal here and made a little more money there and just kind of kept our heads down and went forward.
That journey must have been a grueling journey, or was it fun?
It was fun and hard. It was hard to watch people doing things that cost money that I wish that I could have. But it was fun in the sense we became really resourceful with how we spent our time.
And how is your time now that you've gotten out of that?
Good. We went on a cruise to celebrate.
That's great.
So yeah, that was on my list of things to do. But we've really just been kind of buying furniture for our house because we bought a house while we were paying off our debt, but we could not furnish it.
Wow.
So we've been doing that and just going out a little more.
That's amazing. The fact that you made a sacrifice and now you're able to celebrate in the way you choose, right? That being said, why would you continue to live this type of life where you're being intentional with your money?
Well, we really want to practice what we preach. Like this weekend, we repoured a portion of our walkway because it got crushed by a truck, and we could have had somebody do it for money, but it was just a small part, and we really wanted to continue, being frugal because we have other financial goals. It doesn't stop at paying off the debt. So we want to, invest and save and do big stuff.
Yeah, big stuff. Love it. Well, tell me, how do you help people and where's the best place for them to connect with you, Jen?
I have a blog called Saving with Spunk, and it's savingwithspunk.com. I just wrote my first book. It's on Amazon. It's called The No Spend Challenge Guide. And it's about using small money challenges to transform the way you spend habitually.
I love that. So the spunk, I'm intrigued by the spunk. Tell me about the spunk, please.
So when we started, I wasn't actually into the idea of paying off debt. And I didn't want to live under a rock for 2 years while we were doing it. Or it was at that point, we thought it would be 5 years. So when I started the blog, it was really me writing about how I was doing this, but still having fun and having a life. And the alternate name for it would be Saving with Sass. But it didn't roll off the tongue as easy. So Spunk it was.
Oh, love it. All right. Well, tell us, my friend, one other thing that you've done consistently over the last 3 years.
So something else I've done is CrossFit. And totally different from personal finance and actually not a normal habit to have for someone who's really frugal.
Yeah. Well, Yes, and yes, yes. But how does it make you feel when you're doing that?
Well, I've never, nor will I ever be super athletic. And so I like doing something that I kind of suck at because I can see big improvements faster because I'm probably the weakest person at the gym, but it means that I make the biggest gains.
I love that. Wow, I like that. That's intriguing. So, all right. So it's intriguing to me that I've seen from my experience that when someone starts to get really intentional again with their finances, that they then swing it across to their health. Have you seen that as well with those that you've been helping?
Yeah, I think in addition to when you're saving money, you're eating at home, and so you're eating healthier anyway. I think the two kind of go hand in hand because you're developing more self-discipline and you're improving your willpower at the same time. Willpower is a muscle, and you can definitely build it up. So I think that's why we see so many people doing those two together.
Yeah, I totally agree. Well, suggest to someone out there, Jennifer, why they should start saving with a Spunk.
Well, a lot of people look at their present situation and they're living paycheck to paycheck, and it's hard to see the future in that. But when you start making small changes, those build on each other. And so you definitely shouldn't live under a rock and just be totally focused on finances, but, definitely making a small step every day will add up.
Yeah. And just like Jen said, right? Like when you're the worst at it, it just helps you get and look better faster, right? Just like CrossFit, right?
Yeah, I think I wasn't much better at spending than I was CrossFit when I started.
There we go. Well, amazing audience, you're hearing it live here with Jen Smith. Again, you can definitely connect with her by following what she does at savingwithspunk.com. Jen, let's switch gears for a moment. Let me now invite you into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful, warm, blue Caribbean water. Jen, what is your earliest childhood memory?
So I remember this really inconsequential moment where I was in my backyard and a neighbor girl asked me how old I was. And I was so shy, I couldn't even speak to her. I just held up 5 fingers.
Why do you think this memory is so clear?
I don't know. I am a lot less shy now, so maybe that's why it stands out. But I was definitely had some social anxiety when I was little.
That's intriguing. Can I connect or can I offer an interpretation to the thought picture you created in my mind?
Yeah.
In finances, it's really an important question when you are asked, or if someone asks of you, what is your number? I know Dave Ramsey and Chris Hogan do it often, right? With the retirement side of things, right? Where they're expressing that you should know what's your number. Like, what's the number? What's the amount you need to retire? What's the number you need by that age, right? Be it 65 or for those listening in other countries, different age brackets. And I'm really intrigued by the fact that she's asking you what is your number and how important that is to your financial status.
Yeah.
Intriguing, right?
Yeah, it is intriguing.
Yeah.
Thank you for that insight.
You're welcome. You're welcome. If we fast forward to when you were 12, what was your favorite song?
Okay, so I was 12 in 2001, and 2001 was a great year for music. I think any Destiny Child song was my favorite, but I can also distinctly remember recording a Janet Jackson song from, it was playing on VH1, and I had a little tape recorder that I just held up to the speakers and recorded, and I could listen to it later over and over. So it was like an early MP3 player.
I love it.
I loved that song too.
Well, what was the song by Janet Jackson?
Oh my gosh, I can't even remember what the song was.
Yeah. Well, if we needed to connect the Destiny's Child, it's pretty intriguing to see that little child putting up her 5 fingers, right? The Destiny's Child to be who you are now, right? Jen Smith. Yeah.
Yeah. One of my favorite Destiny's Child songs is Survivor.
There we go. There we go. Yeah. From CrossFit to finance, Jen is no longer just a survivor. She is actually helping others who are survivors. Pretty. I love it. Wow.
Yeah. You make me sound so interesting.
You are interesting. Hey, you are interesting. Well, Jen, we've arrived at our destination, but before we get off of this time machine, there is a small declaration form. So it's yes or no, possibly a bit more. We're going to move pretty quickly here. Are you ready, Jen?
I am.
Jen, have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
As many people as possible.
Are you married?
Yes.
Do you have children?
No.
Do you believe in God?
Yes.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
Yes.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
Sometimes, because my husband and I like to Netflix and chill.
I love that. Netflix and chill. What about screen time? Is the phone and the computer, is it more than 8 or less than 8 hours a day?
Less than 8, but still too much.
Well, Jen, if you had to share with us your own unique real statement, a statement that represents Jen Smith, what would you say that is?
Big journeys are started by small steps repeated over and over.
Love it, Jen. This was a great pleasure. Before you leave, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
I want to quote one of my wise friends from FinCon and paraphrase, but say, you can mess up, but you can't give up.
You better not give up. Jen Smith, thank you for being on What is Inspired by 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being on 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones. Stay tuned for more from our advertisers.
Diabetes is a mountain pandemic. It's a disease that's not acute but chronic. Similar to this rhyming method, I have simplified the definition, the signs and symptoms, and the complications of diabetes for both adults and children in my books, Poems for Patients, A Focus on Diabetes, and The ABCs of Diabetes for Children. These books are available on Amazon.com, and for more information, you can visit my website, poemsbyaj.com. That's poemsbyaj.com.